And we're back at 8/11 on a very special and meaningful day for our friend Savannah Guthrie. Her new book, Mostly What God Does, is out. We're proud to say right now, congrats.
You know what?
Yay.
We know this is a very personal project for you, one that you were reluctant to take, a journey you're a little scared of, but we are happy to hear about it from the author herself. Hey, girl.
Hi.
We're proud of you,
Thank
by the
you.
way.
I think my sister has the best line in the whole book, which is that God was the sixth member of our family. There were 5 of us, but as my sister Annie says it, God was the sixth. Even as a little girl, I was always in a conversation with God. And for most of my life, actually, faith has always been so important to me. When I was 16, my father passed away unexpectedly. I came home on a Friday night, having been out with friends as a teenager, walked in the door, and learned that my father had died. And it was earth-shattering. Sometimes I divide my life into 2 parts. It's like before my dad died and after. This is a line of demarcation. And my father was a man of deep faith and conviction. I remember being asked by friends, how can you still believe? And I remember saying, oh no, this is when I need him the most. I can't lose my dad and lose God at the same time. During one of the hardest times of my life, I was really, really struggling, and I felt so alone and kind of forgotten. And I remember one day sitting there on my bed, crying and saying, rescue me, God, rescue me. And I remember hearing deep inside me, I am rescuing you. And it actually took me years to really understand what I think God was saying. What he was really saying was, these hard times, this pain, this is your path. So you won't stay here forever. And as hard as it is, this is the way out. This is my rescue.
Savannah Guthrie, live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
I had my first day at the Today Show in the main anchor job. And I was so nervous and terrified and excited and thrilled, but mostly afraid and terrified. In case you need any proof that when you're stressed out, it will manifest in your body, I came down with a blinding migraine. Not only did my head hurt, when I have migraines, I can't see. Part of my vision is cut out. I had no idea how on earth I was gonna get out there and say good morning in 20 minutes. So I laid down in my office with the lights all turned off. And this verse popped into my head, a verse I had memorized years and years before. And the verse was, I look to the hills. Where does my help come from? It comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. And I thought, I cannot help myself here. I need help from beyond, and help is coming. It's coming from God. That was such a comforting thought for me. And somehow I came out there at 7 o'clock and did the show. The biggest blessing of my life is getting to be a mom.
Hi, you new here?
It's something I always wanted. I actually wanted to be a mom more than I wanted any other thing in life, and I found it really, really hard in my 20s and 30s when I so wanted a family. So when in my 40s, I got married and I got to have my 2 kids, it was the most exquisite joy I could ever imagine. I came to understand that parenthood is God's greatest metaphor. I look at my kids and I think about how I love them and how they delight me and how much I enjoy them. And when I clued in to the way I feel about my kids is how God feels about me and how God feels about us, that was transformative. The thing is, once you grasp that love, once you really feel it, once you really let it in, you can't hold it inside. I think we're meant to feel God's love and then share it. Watch what God does and you do it too. Mostly what God does is love you. Now you do it too.
And share it, and that's what you did. You were so scared to do this, weren't you?
Yes, I was. It's a good thing I had Hoda telling me every day, you're doing it, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
You were so amazing and supportive for me. But I was scared, you know,
Yeah.
I am scared, but I also felt like I just had something good to say about God and I wanted to say it. You know, people have asked me like, oh, did you feel like you had to do it or you should do it or maybe you owed God something because you've had so many blessings in your life? It's like, No, I did it because I wanted to do it, because God made me want to do it.
And I think that there's so many beautiful things about this book, because I've had the opportunity of reading it a couple of times. It's for everybody.
Yeah.
Often people say, well, that's them and this is us. This book is right in that sweet spot where I think no matter what you think or believe, the book will touch you in a very profound way.
I really hope so. You know, I obviously come from a certain point of view. I grew up in the church, and that's where I come from. But I think these themes of God's love, kindness, compassion, grace, and mercy are universally appealing. And I've been so thankful because I've had a few people read it now, and people of different faiths or no faith at all. And they've found something in there that resonates with them. And I hope so, because I think that message of love is so needed.
And, you know, I think it's one of those things where I think it takes a certain amount of bravery to talk about your faith publicly. But that once you start, people are so open to it and want to share it.
It's amazing. I've deepened friendships because of this. People who I had no idea gave another thought to faith at all. Said, oh, I'm so glad you're doing this, and then wanted to share, and it's opened up conversation. And I think that's for all of us. I hope that, you know, if you read the book and you talk to your friend, that it really makes conversation happen, because I think we all want connection.
I'm not going to cry, but you are such a rock. Savannah is such a rock. If you need somebody, if you're having a hard time, you call Savannah, she's there. And so now you can be there for people you may never meet. You never know what somebody is going through, and they can open up a page, and you're going to give that to them.
I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thanks to everybody on the show for being so supportive. Also, St. Thomas Church, 5th Avenue, beautiful, where Al Roker got married. Gave us that
What
beautiful
about our
backdrop.
We all sat down in that beautiful church.
Well, I'm glad you asked that, Carson.
Hold on.
You know what?
Edit it out?
No, absolutely not. We have to give it a lot of extra time. Faith means something different to everyone.
It does.
And I think, you know, everyone here has a different relationship. And we had a really talk about a good talk.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
We sat down and had a really good talk. So,
What do you mean you've read the book?
and that
more
airs
than
tomorrow.
once? What does that mean, Hoda?
I sent her like
More than
You've read it
once.
so many
Well,
times.
first I got it early, and it was still in its rough stages.
I was sending her
and then I got the manuscript.
Okay.
And then I got the hardback.
Okay.
Come on.
I wanted to know if once was enough. That's all I wanted to know.
Well,
And by the way, there's a great picture of you on the front. I know we haven't been showing it, but it really, it's you. It really
Aw,
is.
well, I didn't want to be on the cover.
look,
so
she
then
begged not to be on it, so she only allowed a sleeve. I mean, all that. I don't care. I'm putting
That's like a great
you know what?
bookmark.
But it makes her a really good bookmark.
It's a bookmark.
I'm putting your sleeve back on.
By the way, I don't know if we're teasing this. We have an amazing performance coming up.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorite singers, Hillary Scott from Lady A. You all know her from Lady A. She's a huge superstar. Well, she also has a beautiful gospel group with her family. I have loved her song, Beautiful Messes, for many years, and she is doing me the great honor of coming here and playing it live for us this morning.
We love our Hillary. There she
Hillary.
is.
Oh, Hillary!
Indeed. And
Hillary's read the book 5 times.
And don't forget, you're going to come back with me and Jenna.
Yes.
Today later.
The third or
And
fourth
you'll be
hour.
on the third
Y'all
hour.
are going to be sick of me. I'm sick of myself.
Never.
All right,
By the way, can I ask, do you read the audio book?
I did. I read the
good.
audiobook. Yes, which
great.
is out today, too.
All right.
Yes. So.
All right. Go to today.com/books or get them wherever you get your books. Okay?